In 1676, in a limestone quarry in Oxfordshire, a great discovery was made. A discovery of a huge part of a huge femur was discovered within this quarry, and it was unlike anything that anyone had ever seen before, especially from England. And it led them to think that this was a part of some sort of great or huge lizard. Now, they had nothing to really compare it to at this point, so it was then determined that this creature must have been called Great Lizard. Well, that's the name that they gave it, because it was that great and spectacular. It must have been a piece of the puzzle for a very large, huge animal or dinosaur. So what does Great Lizard mean? Well, Megalosaurus. And that is the dinosaur we are talking about today, and this is episode 1 of British Dinosaurs. So Megalosaurus, let's go for a walk. So Megalosaurus came around about 208 million years ago. Megalosaurus was from southern England, discovered in Oxfordshire, as I've just said, and this would have been around the back end of the mid-Jurassic. So the late mid-Jurassic period, that is when this dinosaur would have been around. This was a carnivorous dinosaur. It was about 3 meters tall when fully grown, and it was obviously a carnivore. It was a predator, and it roamed Britain. It was here. Obviously, it wasn't exactly here. But I've always wondered, you know, you see the dinosaurs on the films and TV and documentaries, and you think, wow, they must have walked where my house is or where we live. And it's like, well, no. Some dinosaurs have only ever been found in certain parts of the world. So it always makes me wonder what actual dinosaurs were around near where I live. So that's what this series is about, and the Megalosaurus is a really good starting point, because there is actually a mount of a Megalosaurus in the Liverpool Museum. It's not the original, it's a cast of the fossil, but it is there, and it gives me an idea of how big it was, and how it just gives you a feel of how, you know, if you saw one of these animals, dinosaurs, roaming in the wild, how magnificent it would have been to see one. Now, Megalosaurus did go extinct, but it didn't go extinct because of the extinction event 66 million years ago. Sorry, just keep an eye out for birds. It went extinct about 161 million years ago. This was a dinosaur that came into existence 208 million years ago and slowly died out or evolved out 161 million years ago. And when it was first discovered back in 1676, the idea and look of dinosaurs was so much different. They literally, there's statues in Oxfordshire, and these are literally statues of huge, what look like huge lizards. They resemble nothing to what dinosaurs actually look like now. And even though they are very inaccurate, it is really interesting to actually, if you could ever see them, because they literally do look like huge Komodo dragons, but a lot fatter. So that is what they thought they were dealing with when this femur was found back in 1676. Now, something I would like to touch upon is the size of dinosaurs in general, not just Megalosaurus. When you see them mounted in museums, a lot of people think, oh, hang on a minute, I thought that would be a lot bigger than it is. But when you compare them to the actual animals we have in our world today, like the elephant, the rhinoceros, the polar bear, then you realise how big these actually were. They may not look as big as they are in some of the films, but trust me, if you saw them with skin and muscle, I'm pretty sure that we would all be very, very surprised. To see a living dinosaur would be an absolute dream of mine, but we've got the fossils and remains to dwell on, like Megalosaurus. So if you're in the UK, there is a cast of a Megalosaurus skeleton at the Liverpool Museum. It's amazing to look at, it's amazing to obviously get pictures, but I hope this video of the Megalosaurus British Dinosaurs Part 1 has been helpful. I hope you've learned something, and if this entices you to go and Google Megalosaurus, then that would be great. If you like dinosaurs or even mysteries, please consider subscribing to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.